realized that from February 2021 till this current date and time. Continuous harassment. This is a letter to Mike, the landlord, in regards to all of the bullshit that was happening. This is still in February. Kevin was continuously harassing because I told Brianna that he was yelling at Jacoby, and he was. This is Kevin Bickford looking up in my bathroom window yelling, "Call the cops, she's got a gun." Doesn't he look like the fucking retard that he is? He sure does. Brianna bought him a set of fucking choppers. I think he looks like a fucking beaver, but that, anyways, regardless. The judge has already said that he knew Kevin did this. That's why he granted me a restraining order. Here he is again. So why is he looking up in my bathroom window? There's another letter that was written to the landlord letting him know the stupid bullshit that Kevin Bickford and asking him to remove him from the building, seems how he wasn't on a lease. And the judge agreed with that as well. This is a notice that was scanned and sent to who? Economic Services against Kevin.
About 2 hours later, we're going to open the door so that you can hear. Is it still going on? Is it still not going on? 11:02.
This is the loud squealing noise that was coming from Brianna's apartment when she wasn't home. Kevin did this, and my grandson was in there, had to hear this. He did that for frequency and to try to fuck with me. But then he would call the cops and say that I was doing shit.
Human Services, Vermont State Police. They all know. Okay. An hour later, noise is still proceeding. And there's the note that Kevin Bickford left. His handwriting on the door that he says he lives downstairs. This is number 8 upstairs.
Now, mind you, all this was taking place during this big old fucking stupid ass COVID breakout, right? And everybody was told to stay away from each other and quarantine. So I was quarantining on my own. But the Vermont State Police kept on fucking with me. Why? Because Kevin Bickford kept on calling in false reports. And the judge has already noted that in my restraining order. So therefore, why isn't Vermont State Police charging him? Is it because he's a fucking paid snitch? Vermont State Police, you probably ought to pay attention. When I file charges or a complaint, I have the right to be heard. So that being said, I make it known that I filed a complaint against Kevin and Aaron Ordway. Again, this is in February, okay? Vermont State Police can't say you didn't get it. So instead of doing anything about it, they continued to allow me and Brianna to be harassed in our own apartments. Yeah. Kevin gets away with everything, driving with no license, gets in Brianna's car, takes off without asking her, and then told her to shut the fuck up about it. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we went through with him, okay? And yelling at my grandson and that squealing noise in my grandbaby's ears and stuff. But DCF says that's okay. There ain't nothing okay with that bullshit. No, when you're abusing my grandson and my daughter, there is nothing okay with it. Here we go again. What's this? I don't know, but it's probably another recording.
That's coming from Brianna's apartment. She's not home. Jacoby is there. And it's a very noisy disturbance. Been reported to Vermont State Police and documented for DCF. This is the music that's loud in apartment 8, and Jacoby is still crying.
Brianna wasn't home. He was with Kevin.
We've already called DCF. The baby is still crying since 11 o'clock with loud music in the hall and throughout the apartment. This is another recording for DCF, Saturday, February 20th. 1:15, I have already called DCF. The baby is still crying since 11 o'clock.
Brianna wasn't home. Brianna was at an appointment. So why wasn't Kevin getting off his lazy motherfucking ass instead of playing video games? Why was my grandson crying? Any answer to that, Vermont State Police? Why didn't you answer to the report? Can't say you didn't receive it.
Yeah, 11:11 a.m. No license. HYF.
Now see, Kevin gets away with it because why? Is he a paid fucking snitch? You see, there are a few people that Jeff Noyce lets get away with things. Pam Taylor, because he was sleeping with her. I seen the messages on Tamika Dado's phone where he used to message her soliciting sex. That would be human trafficking and sex trafficking and exploitation of a girl that was on Suboxone. Wouldn't that be the truth? Yeah. So, knowing that, I got more information. This is a notice that was on my door when Kevin was refusing to stop writing false reports, making false statements against me, and the police were continuing to harass me based on false reports and false statements. Here we still are in February 24th, when there was a nice chunk thrown at my car. There were bullet holes, there were cut brakes, and dirt in my gas line. Don't let me forget to mention Michael Hatin, the landlord, says he's got surveillance cameras, but he wouldn't show me and he wouldn't give it to me. Because why? Was he involved? Obviously so.
Speaking with Mr. McKenna and Mr. Sheets from the law school. I am aware that you have paperwork for me. You can contact me in regards to me picking that up, or you can put it in the mail certified to my address, which would probably be better since how y'all heightened my medical condition, and I've been seeking medical treatment, and I have filed misconduct against you as well as your troopers because you allowed them to cause misconduct against me in my area and the way that I see it. So I will be filing federal civil lawsuits, seeking an attorney to assist with that. In the meantime, whatever paperwork you have, please put it certified in the mail. Again, you have heightened my medical conditions for no reason, which are life-threatening. I have a heart condition and I have Lyme disease that's been activated. My pacemaker has gone off. This all again constitutes from the misconduct of your troopers coming to my house unjustifiably, not announcing who they are, and just torts that they have. You have my number and my address. This is a recorded conversation. As you know, all are recorded. So again, please contact and leave a voicemail. You are welcome to do that on my phone number that you have been provided, as well as the paperwork can be put in the mail certified. I have sought legal advice, and that's the answer I was given.
Jeffrey Noyce had threatened my life, so therefore I put in writing public notice. Here's more proof that the judge and I were talking about Kevin Bickford, and then he would turn around and say that I was committing acts. I wasn't doing a goddamn thing to him. He was writing false statements, and because I wasn't getting arrested, he was getting mad, and he'd continue to call in false reports and write false statements. Isn't that right, Vermont State Police? Isn't that why I filed lawsuits against you? Here's the FBI report, the copy of it, notarized, signed, and then after that, what happened to Brianna? They started fucking with her, drugging her, overdosing her with wrong medications, and then sent her away involuntarily after they took my grandson due to the fact that Kevin was abusing Brianna. And we're going to get to the end of this because we're going to hit the courtroom. See that signature right there? Doesn't compare to the one you just seen previous, does it? That's Brianna's name, not her signature. The judge already decided that that was a false report as well. Here's some more crazy bullshit from Kevin Bickford, and I had to write a report about it. And I submitted a letter to Michael Hatin, and this stupid motherfucker, he still didn't do anything about it. There's proof. Northeast Kingdom Mental Health Services. You didn't think Brianna has proof? I got it all for her. You overdosed, and you obviously knew what you were doing when you gave her the wrong medications. We're just going to quickly run through this. This is April. Okay? All that bullshit that went on in April. Yeah. Fucking up my car and stuff. Y'all notice the date on that, right? May 25th. Y'all see that? Brianna's on the phone with the police because Kevin beat her up. You see that bump on Jacoby's head? That's not something Brianna did. He was in her arms for safety. And that's what Kevin did. He abused my daughter. Michael Hatin, why were you allowing the drug use to go on in the apartment building? You knew that Aaron Ordway and Kevin were making dope. I told you about it. Did I not? And that concludes what happened from January to May. Now, you've already seen the other evidence and heard the evidence, what they did. Because why did they allow Brianna to be abused? I wrote reports, I made calls, and they didn't do anything about it except for come back and charge her and take her baby. No, we're not going to get with this. We're not going to allow this to slide. And my daughter is not going to be found incompetent to suffice anybody. My daughter is very intelligent. My daughter knows what happened. She's just waiting for the right person that she can talk to and trust. But it's nobody in the state of Vermont because they're all run by TJ Donovan, and he happens to be obviously the abuser.